Hello and welcome to this bit of an update as to where we stand with the Grand Slam. I've had lots of comments recently asking where the Grand Slam is, what's happening with it, so I thought I would do a bit of a video. So, first things first, it is all filmed, it is in post-production. And that process means I need to edit every fight. I then need to edit all the fights into an episode format, and then I will go about looking at releasing it. Now I've just managed to finally transfer the last of the footage from my phone to my laptop. This was the main thing that was holding me back. It was something weird between transferring any footage from my phone to my laptop. It would transfer like one file and then stop, tell me that it couldn't find the phone or something like that, and then I'd have to unplug it, plug it back in again, and then do one more file and then unplug it. It was just demeaning. It was awful, and I hated every second of that process. So I've gone about finding a different way of doing that, which has worked. I'm using now a USB stick that will plug into Apple products, and you can do that and then plug it into the computer and transfer it that way. It's worked perfectly. I managed to transfer the last 56 files, some of them several hundred megabytes big, but there we are. And yeah, that's done. So I can crack on with editing when I feel up to it. Now, as I said, there are 58 files there. That's not how many fights there are in the series. I've just looked. There are 111 fights that I need to edit. So, with that in mind, don't expect it anytime soon. I am not a quick worker. I'm still learning the editing software, really, and trying to find little ways of making life easier for myself while I'm using it. Once that is done, I will get to edit it. The editing process should actually be a bit quicker now than it was last year. Last year I had to, because I was using Windows Movie Maker because I didn't know better, and I did know better actually, that's a lie, and I chose not to do anything about it. So I had to take the footage, put it into Windows Movie Maker, splice it together bit by bit, which was very difficult because it only uses single track editing. For those who use editing software, that means that you can only look at, or you can only have one bit of footage at a time. Whereas now I'm using multi-track, which means I have one bit of footage on top, then another bit there, another bit there, and then other bits dotted about. I then, before, had to I transferred it back to my phone afterwards, or my iPad, to put in the sound effects, put in the music, do all that stuff, do the zoom in shots, all that sort of thing, which took forever. And then I would transfer it back to my laptop, ready to splice it all together again, because it's just awkward, and it's the only way I could do it last year where it would work to my wants and needs. This year I'm using a program called Movavi. I don't know if anybody's used it before, but it is basically the PC version of iMovie, and it works really nicely. Multi-track editing, as I said, I can do all the zooming, I can do all the audio on there as well, all the voiceover bits I need, everything. And it's going to make life so much easier because I'm not having to transfer footage back and forth. And can you imagine 111 bits of footage being transferred back and forth would be a nightmare. Now, I had planned to do a Halloween special this year with all my best intentions. It was going to be part of the special series of the Grand Slam, which is coming sort of soon. I have actually got it all written up on the whiteboard. It is going to be called Grand Slam Super Brawl, like the Super Bowl, but not. We've got the World Series, Annihilator, we've got the New Blood Tournament. Down here we've got middleweights, we've got the Retro Rebels, and then at the bottom here, this larger section was going to be for the Halloween special, and the War of Independence is this year's Christmas special. Now, I don't think I'm going to have edited and released a Grand Slam before Halloween, bearing in mind we're halfway through September already. I have a full-time day job and I have lots of things on in the evenings as well, so that sort of limits the time that I can edit, and I don't want to waste my weekends sat indoors doing editing. As it is, my Sundays are already consumed by the news, so with that in mind, here is my update. Once BattleBots has finished airing, the news will go on a break. This is so I can focus my time on editing the Grand Slam. I've wanted a break from the news for a little bit because it does consume my Sundays, and there are some times where I just feel, oh, I can't do this. I'm sick of this already. Happily not this week. I didn't feel sick of it this week. I just got it done, dusted, and it was out. But yeah, the news will go on a break the week after BattleBots finishes, and it will stay on a break until the Grand Slam has finished airing for Series 2. So until it's all edited and out on YouTube. I do still plan on doing the Christmas special. The Christmas special may end up coming out midway through the season. There may be like a mid-season break after the Desperado tournament. Yes, there's a Desperado tournament. Ooh. Yeah, that's where we stand at the minute. So the Super Brawl, which I had hoped to come out the tail end of this year, is going to come out probably next year now, start of next year, before I start Season 3, or Series 3. I haven't quite decided how I'd like to do Series 3 yet, whether I keep the fight card format, or whether I do a completely different format again. The fight card format has sort of killed me this year, and I think a single elimination tournament would work better because I can then have more robots in there, do proper heats, have semi-finals and things. I do sort of miss that side of things, but I don't know. I just don't know. I may just keep the BattleBots format because it is good fun to watch. And quite exciting, really, because you get different robots each episode. So, yeah, maybe I'll just keep it. This is me thinking out loud, by the way. I'm not Ed Sheeran. So yeah, there's the update. There is how I stand at the minute. There is everything you need to know. Regarding more robots next, I'm preparing what will be, I think, the 20th More Robots video, which will contain robots 191 to 200. I am coming up to my 200th robot build, so that is pretty special. And by 200th I mean it's the 200th new robot to appear in a More Robots episode. That includes toys and things as well, so things like the Dan Tomkia toy and Firestorm toy. When I did a review of them, that counts. I've put them in. So the Meccano style sets will be part of that, and so will several other builds. Obviously Cobalt you've seen dotted about previous videos. It's been in every video so far except for this one. It's just sat next to the camera, look. Woo! So there we are. That is that, and that just about does it for this video. It's been sort of nearly 9 minutes now of me just talking, but that is my channel update as of September 2019. So that'll do for now, I think. I'll announce who's in the War of Independence soon. Very soon. I might even do it today. I don't know. It depends how I'm feeling. That was the other thing, the website. This is just as soon as thoughts hit me. The website has been a bit quiet recently, and that's because I've been filming and focusing all my attention on the Facebook page and that. Does anybody actually use the website? That's what I want to know. Does anyone actually know I have a Patreon? I have a Patreon. I very rarely mention it because I hate the idea of taking your money. But it would help a lot, bearing in mind how much the sort of shed and all the bits to make this series possible has cost to me. I'll only ever do this once. I'll move the whole shed if I need to. But there we are. That is that. 10 minutes. Good grief. I'll let you go. Bye.